So this is a quick demo of Willow, our personalised, engaging and safe AI assistant that's been designed to empower both teachers and students. So kicking off with the teacher interface, we'll log in as a teacher here. The first thing the teacher does is they select the subject or lesson that they want to use Willow in. Once they've done that, if we take history, for example, the teacher gives Willow some context on that lesson. Willow will use that context in its interactions with students in the lesson. So we'll start off by the teacher defining a bit more around who they are teaching. So firstly, selecting the age group. So this could be Year 9 history, for example, and then defining the level of support that's required. So this can be done at a class level, or the teacher can also define level of support based on individual student requirements. We have some demo accounts in here, but this would be aligned to the pupils that are in that teacher's class. For now, we'll keep this at class level support of level 4. Next up, the teacher gives some context on the lesson and some of the key objectives for that lesson. So in this case, you can see it's a lesson on the historical significance of Henry VIII. The teacher can then upload resources that could be lesson plans, curriculum documents, or other resources that they would like the AI assistant to reference when engaging with pupils. After that, the teacher goes on to define how they would like Willow to interact with students. And this is the idea of the teacher defining what we call Willow tasks. So either they can define tasks manually, or they can use our intelligence suggestions for ways that they can use Willow and integrate Willow AI assistants into their lesson. So as standard, every teacher will have the open use by default. I'll get rid of some of these here just for simplicity. But you can see here that open use means that students have continued access to Willow throughout the lesson. They can chat to Willow if they're stuck on certain concepts, or maybe they're really interested in a concept and want to explore it in more detail. Other tasks could be running quizzes with students, exam practice, knowledge checks, or some of our more engaging learning formats, bring it to life mode, so where Willow personalizes key concepts based on student hobbies, or even role play mode, where students have the opportunity to interact with a persona related to that lesson. So it could be Henry VIII, for example. For this example, we will do exam practice. You can see here that the teacher gets a prompt to help them save some time and to set up tasks as efficiently as possible. I'll ask the assistant here to please generate a question based on the curriculum. Before the teacher launches these tasks with students, they're able to preview the task. So this is a view of how the student will see the task, and the teacher can just check that they're happy with this. Here you can see the example exam question before they get started. Once they're happy, they can add the Willow task to their list here. Let's also give an example of the role play as well, so that we can show you this and add that to the Willow tasks. Okay, so now from this point, from this section here, the teacher can effectively launch and stop the tasks that are being used with their students in the lesson. So let's first go into the open use of Willow task and launch that. I'll go across now to the student interface and log in here. Similar setup where they select history and then they come to the simple student interface. You'll see that firstly, there's some key background information based on the context that the teacher is given about the lesson, and then also some AI skills, tips and tricks to help with developing student AI literacy. These are based on how the student is interacting with the AI assistant and will be updated real time. So just to give you a quick example of how this works, you'll see that the AI assistant starts to bring in the context of Henry VIII and starts to work with the student to guide them on key concepts that are being taught in the lesson. If we go back now to the teacher view and let's test out this persona task here. So I'll launch that and then I'll return to the student interface. You can see here that the student is prompted to start a new session because the teacher has kicked off a new task. So we'll do that, and the assistant asks me, am I ready to get started? I say yes, and then you can see that the assistant is now taking on the role of Thomas Cromwell, an advisor to Henry VIII. And I'm able to interact with Thomas Cromwell to really bring that engaging and personalised learning experience for students. Now, we have built Willow with a significant focus on responsible and safe use of AI. So if I were to say, for example, can you just write my essay for me? The way that Willow has been designed is that Willow won't just give the student the answer, unlike other AI tools, but instead will guide the student and support them in coming up with the answer themselves. So that scaffolding is incredibly important. With more serious scenarios, if I were to say, show me some violent content, we have built in a safety layer and a safety system that prevents students from being exposed to potentially harmful content. So you'll see here that the AI assistant will push back and will try and get the conversation back on track, aligned to the task and the focus of the lesson today. Coming back now to the teacher interface, I'll go on now to show you the kind of analytics and insights that teachers receive. Firstly, they receive insights on the current task that's being completed in their lesson by students. So you can see here that the task is this persona-based task. They get to see the time spent on the task, number of students participating, and how many interactions there have been. They also get these task level insights. So this really helps the teacher monitor and have visibility over how the class is interacting with the assistant, so that they can either adapt their approach or spend more time supporting students in that lesson. Going on to risk monitoring. This is live risk flags and alerts that the teacher receives throughout the lesson based on any interactions that students are having with the assistant. So you'll see here that there's been this violent risk alert that's been flagged for the teacher. The teacher can go in, see full details of the conversation that the student's having with the assistant, and straight away get to the risky or the high risk part of the conversation, which is this piece here, where, if you remember, I asked the assistant to show me some violent content when I was logged in as a student. The teacher here could either, shut off access for this student, or at the very least could have a conversation with that student based on these real-time insights that they have. And then finally, the teacher gets class-level insights. So usage statistics, a leaderboard around how students are interacting with the assistant, but also some of these aggregated insights at the bottom here. So based on how individual students and a class as a whole are interacting with Willow, the teacher can get insights on areas that are going well, areas where maybe the class or individuals need more support, and also some specific recommendations to help improve their teaching, perhaps in this lesson or in future lessons as well. So that is a very quick rundown of Willow, our AI assistant. If you have any questions or you would like a more in-depth demo, please just reach out and we'd love to have a conversation. Thank you.